Alright, let's do it. So, Sonic Riders starts off in a futuristic city in this beautiful FMV. Actually, no it doesn't. Instead, as you boot the game up, it starts off with none other than peak cinema. I have no words. This shit right here is nothing short of a masterpiece. Now, let's get to the game itself. Back to the opening FMV, it shows Team Sonic in a futuristic city apparently trying to locate a Chaos Emerald with this Dragon Ball ass radar. Then, out of fucking nowhere, glass breaks, with the Babylon rogues breaking out of it in such clean fashion. They were just waiting for the right moment to whoop out their utensils and start cooking. And in no time flat, they step foot in the kitchen as they are moving clean with the boards, or extreme gear as the game calls it. Look at these niggas escaping from police pursuit. This is like GTA if it took place in the future. If only GTA 6 actually looked like this, but we're talking about Sonic here. Look at Storm cutting this corner! Yeah, here doing the Sonic Unleashed drifting render before Sonic Unleashed even existed. Now, check out Sonic putting his dukes up, only for Jet to say, "Psych!" and zips right past him. Like, Sonic, why did you even try? What made you think that would even work? This at least did work out in Knuckles' favor as he beats the brakes off of Storm, making him fall off the board. His board depicts some mysterious mark that intrigues Tails because, you know, Tails is all up into this kind of shit. It's Tails we're talking about here, but more on this later. Wave swoops in having to carry Storm on her board and ain't no way his fat ass is able to grab that board without pulling it down. This extreme gear must weigh a fuck ton for that to be the case. Look at my boy Sonic, he is about to lock in! He takes Storm's board, tosses it in the air, jumps on it, and now look at him schmovin'! Storm, how in the f is Sonic doing better than you on your extreme gear? Man, Storm, if I were you, I would retire from the Babylon Rogue business completely. It's time to start loading up the fryer, getting ready to fix some fries and put them in the bag because that's what you should be doing. Sonic is weaving every single one of these cars to catch up to Jet, only to surpass his bitch ass. But then again, this is Sonic the Hedgehog we're talking about, the fastest thing alive. I'm gonna regret even saying that, aren't I? Yes, I am, because this nigga Jet jumps in the air like a fucking hawk, because he is a hawk, and dives straight down on Sonic and got this man floating in the air like he's Sora from Kingdom Hearts. I would call this a dig move, but characters literally attack each other in the gameplay, so I can let it slide.
So, you're supposed to be the fastest thing alive?
Sonic, I know for a fact that you won't let this green, far-fetched looking ass talk to you like that. And why are you sitting there instead of chasing him on foot? You're Sonic the Hedgehog. Run! But that's the end of that. Now we transition to the in-game cutscenes where Eggman pops up on the screen and he's come to make an announcement about the X World Grand Prix.
Not just a race, but a special race to see who's the fastest.
I'll just let that line speak for itself. By the way, peep the details. There's a screenshot of Sonic Adventure with a Sonic Heroes render right next to it. That's pretty damn sweet, bro. Also, I find it weird how in the previous cutscene, Tails and Knucks were lacking their goggles. Now they have them all of a sudden? Guess they're now ready to lock in. And they better, cause Eggman shows off the Babylon rogues from earlier on the screen. Sonic freaks out as he sees Jet, like, look at his face. This is some anime level freak out. But hey, the gang decides to embark on this X-World Grand Prix journey, and now we're racing through Metal City. This is where we get a taste of the game's mechanics, and Yeah, for those playing this game for the first time, y'all know this ain't beginner friendly. You got an air meter that's constantly depleting on its own, and if you boost, it also drains your meter. Also, this game will make you work the analog stick by having you rotate it constantly on some Mario Party 1, Tenkaichi 3 type shit. And there's also the trick system. To perform tricks, you hold the A button down, assuming you're playing the GameCube version, and you let go, then move the stick around to perform your tricks. This is fun as hell and satisfying because you get to watch your characters stun on them, and even write the swords in midair like Stalefish, Method, Twister, Jesse, Blue Scorpion. Man, this game is way past cool. I will never say that again. I am so sorry, fellas. In order to even grind on the rails, you have to press the jump button twice. And like I said earlier, you can attack other racers by boosting into them. And lastly, to cut corners, you drift by moving the stick in whatever direction while pressing R. Yeah, that shit was a lot to digest. But I will say this, once you get comfortable with the mechanics, the game is actually goated, and you can have fun with it. In the next scene, Amy shows up, and bear in mind, this was back when Amy was obsessed with Sonic, by the way.
Huh? Amy?
Bro, Sonic can't even pretend to be happy that Amy is here. Whoa, Amy, what the fuck is up with those kawaii sparkly eyes? I get that you're excited, but calm down.
This way, I'll be able to keep my eyes on you.
Ugh.
Sonic, I'm with you on that. That winking with the mono eye was mad fucking creepy. Like, what was that? Tails is still ruminating about the mark on Storm's board from earlier, and turns out it's the mark that represents the Babylon Rogues. He tells us that the Babylon Rogues from Babylon Garden, by the way, I cannot wait to get to that track later on, were robbers and thieves, I guess. Also, check out this scene.
Still, how can a plank like that just float?
That's easy to explain. According to the Cutter-Joukowski lift theorem, the control surface flow is balanced by the inverse kinetic.
I swear, the smart characters always start out their sentences by saying, well, it's simple. Only for them to recite the whole fucking Bible, from Genesis all the way to Revelation. Tails, you should know better than to feed my man Nux with all that mumbo jumbo. Look at his face. He out here doing the Goku SSJ transformation. Out of the blue, Wave shows up for no other reason than to talk shit to the gang and dissing the extreme gear that Tails made. Then she has the nerve to make fun of Tails being too short. When, bitch, you're only like half a centimeter taller. Short on short crime is crazy, bro.
Yeah, how can she just walk in and diss Tails?
I know, and tinkering's all he's really good at, too.
Gee, thanks for the props, Nux. Anyway, the next race begins in Splash Canyon. Once again, we have to beat all of those Eggman's robots. And peep the tricks! Thunderwave? What is this, Pokemon? Why is everybody, even Tails in this game, swag the fuck out? I made a short form video on the aura farming of this game. Please go watch. This track is also riddled with H2O and waterfalls. It's a pretty solid track if you ask me. Next cutscene shows Nux and Storm bumping heads with each other and... What the f*** was that? That sounded like plastic. Anyway, Nux and Storm are ready to spin the block on one another, and instead of hitting each other, they beat the shit out of this poor robot. Did I get an RIP in the chat? Yeah, may this Timu-ass R2-D2 rest in piss. Also, peep Nux's face. He got the shark teeth and everything. I wish the shark teeth were a permanent part of his design. It just fits him perfectly. Omochow goes on the announcements about the next race, so the two meatheads decide to settle things on the track. With the next track being Egg Factory. Whoopsie, I just died right there. Allow me to fix that. Now that's more like it. This is the perfect time to mention that each character is classified under speed, flight, and power. You know, like Sonic heroes. Speed characters can grind on rails, flight characters can fly through rings, and power characters can punch through obstacles. The track itself, it's pretty cool. It's also quite hot too. Now we're in the forest, and of course Sonic had to flex on them for the camera, cause that's just what this nigga does. Tails proceeds to glaze the hell out of him, and out of nowhere, Jet shows up to talk his shit. These niggas love to lurk in the shadows and then strike at the most random times. The Babylonians must have been the OG sneaking nation enthusiasts. Jet talks about how in this universe, Sonic's feet alone ain't gonna cut it. Extreme gears the wave. No pun intended. And listen to Jet's laugh. Jason Griffith had a lot of fun playing this character. Shout out to Jay Griff, man. I met this guy at one of my local conventions. He signed my copies of both Sonic Unleashed and this game, the PS2 version. Though the footage you're seeing here is me playing the GameCube version. But yeah, shout out to the legend himself. Sonic admits that Jet is right and he's gotta keep his head in the game. Tails has Wave in his head rent-free, and he feels pressure to discover the secrets behind the extreme gears. Tails is determined too. Look at him, he is ready for business. Which leads us to the next track, Green Cave. Everything here is lush, you get to ride along a centipede, and... Wave, what the f***? We go all the way to the Sahara Desert for the last race of all times. Eggman, once again, is being Captain Obvious on the screen.
The first one to reach the goal will win this race.
Now it's Sand Ruins time. First off, when it comes to desert levels in games, I'm usually not a fan of them, but with Sonic, they usually cook. Sandopolis, Mirage Saloon, Shamar, and this. It has a good sense of speed, the interior design looks mad cool with these bird statues, and it's an overall fun track. So after Sonic wins, well, turns out he actually didn't, since we all know the Babylon Rogues are the descendants of the Sneaking Nation. They make Sonic's board explode. That thing exploded faster than me inside Shensea's fine ass. This leads to Jet's victory. He picks up the shiny GameCube thing, harnessing the power of the Chaos Emeralds. I smell an FMV coming. I was right. I got that Tanjiro sense of smell. I'm telling y'all. Anyway, in the FMV, the beam levitates an entire fucking island, with that island being Babylon Garden. Eggman shows Jet who the real Sneaking Nation member is. Matter of fact, Eggman is the president of the Sneaking Nation. He takes off with the GameCube and the gang goes after him. Back to the in-game format, the gang are in the skies, with Team Sonic on the Tornado and the Rogues inside this big ass ship. It's like they modeled this after Wailord. Look how gargantuan it is. Sonic spots Eggman, with Eggman looking like, ha ha ha, those pesky little animals will never catch me. Jet swoops in, because he can't let Sonic get all the hoes, he needs some too. Which leads us to the final track of the game, Babylon Garden. Fuck! This track had me raging, and you'll see why in a second. Okay, first off, you got the gray skies, you got Sonic riding on this Star Fox R-Wing, and I love the music because it really gives you that sense of urgency. Now this fucking part. This corner. Right here. This is when the game will make you remember that you have a brake button, and as far as I'm aware, that's the only way to successfully make that tight ass corner. Here's a little clip of me failing at this shit so hard. Sonic finally beats Jet and...
I have to go now. My planet needs me.
Even without wings, I can still fly! Right?
No. Now it's time to settle things with Eggman. Eggman pulls Amy out of the bushes like, damn, he had her swallowing poison ivy and twigs. That's pretty fucked up, Eggman, even for you. Sonic does the Sonic Heroes Whirlwind and flies in the air, doing the same move Jet did to him in the opening cutscene. Sonic out here copying Jet's flow, word for word, bar for bar. This turns Eggman into Team Rocket. The Rogues leave, and all's well that ends well with the heroes, so they are about to leave too.
Sonic!
It was at this moment that he knew.
he fucked up.
Amy is mad at Sonic for nosediving into Eggman and setting both of them flying, and shit, I'd be mad too. I can't blame her. Amy goes into crash out mode and chases Sonic around with her hammer, thus ending the hero story. This is where I'd end the video, but we got the story from the Babylon Rogues perspective, so let's just jump right in. First off, the Babylon story takes place before the hero story, much like how in SA2 the Dark story came before the heroes. And in the first cutscene, the GameCube thingamajig is linked to Babylon Garden, but we already know this thanks to the FMV from earlier. Also, I love this part how Wave is so intrigued by the GameCube, but Storm here is holding the shit like,
Sight! You ain't gonna get these back!
Suddenly, the president of the sneaking nation pays a visit. Because of course he does, it's Eggman for goodness sake.
Well, an egghead, egg salad? No.
He whispers something to Jet about the key to Babylon Garden. Only God knows what the hell this nigga told him.
We just need to collect all these Chaos Emeralds, right?
Well, there's my answer. Jet, being the cocky son of a bitch he is ready to take on the challenge. And Eggman lets him know who his major op is. And the op is, of course, Sonic the Hedgehog. Enough with the laugh. It's not cool. It's weird. You're weird. The first track of the Babylon story is Night Chase, and I don't have anything to say really. Aside from this tunnel, this is just Metal City at night. This cutscene plays again, and it's kind of the same, except Wave has her inner anime monologue where she is kind of giving Tails some props a little bit, and because of that she puts a bomb on the board. And peep how Wave is walking away. She's walking away like she's that bitch, like, you ain't that bitch. I don't know who you think you are, but you're not Heidi Klum. You're not a baddie. Next track is Red Canyon. It's really just a rehash of Splash Canyon, only with the sunset, which admittedly looks nice, but yeah, that's all. Back in the flying Whale Lord, Storm barges in again, in complete and utter distraught over Nux beating his ass in Egg Factory. He claims that Nux cheated, but Wave gets mad because she designed the gear, and she's talking about how Storm only lost due to skill issue.
Accepted, buddy. It's not the board. Your skills just suck.
What? Suck?
Yes, S-U-C-K, suck.
We get it. You have the balls to say suck. Jet orders Storm to infiltrate Eggman's base and to bring something back, or just never come home. Kinda like an Afghan parent disowning you for getting an A- instead of an A+. Then, this, I'm just gonna let it play out. Storm goes through Ice Factory. It's Egg Factory, but instead of fire, it's ice. Jet is posted up, snoozing in the forest, and Wave is out here making sure he stays on business. At this point, just make Wave the leader. She's literally the smartest of the three. It's always the dumbass people that get to be in charge, but I guess that's just how the world is, unfortunately. Everything Wave is saying to Jet is going in one ear and out the other. Meanwhile, he sees Sonic in the distance and goes off to investigate. Jet really does not give a damn. White Cave time. Even though this is just a copy and paste of Green Cave, I kinda like it due to the whitened textures. And this track is coming back in Crossworlds. Not to mention, the track also gives me a little bit of White Jungle vibes. In the next cutscene, Storm makes it to the Sahara Desert and falls off his board again! Oh my god, this guy is such a clumsy buffoon. He has some Nintendo Switch cartridge or whatever, and Wave places it on her necklace. Holy sh! Wave really is a
Brilliant mecha mechanic.
Jet reads what's on the necklace projector, written by Eggman by the way, and I will do my best to summarize it in TikTok terms for you guys. Eggman talks about how the Babylonian treasure is some profound advanced technology rather than a gem. Jet walks away and doesn't seem interested at all, but Wave stops and tells him this.
While Eggman may not look smart, he is. He has an IQ of 300 after all. If he's interested in this technology, it must have value.
And then we get this Scrooge-ass scene of Jet drowning in money. Greed is one hell of a drug, ain't it? Time for the next race. Dark Desert. This is just sand ruins, but under a solar eclipse. Ah, my eyes! Oh god! Slow your roll, folks. Omochow has an important announcement to make. Oh wait, all he does is show pictures of the AMV and the hero cutscene from earlier. Ain't nobody give a shit about this bastard anyway. Next up, Nux and Storm are ready to box once more. Meanwhile, they're being targeted by... Wait, ain't this the same beat-up robot from earlier? Poor Great Value Mega Man wants his get back. That's so cute. But why does this sound like Droopy?
Targeting, attack.
All the robots charge like an army of zombies, for lack of a better joke. The gang sees this and they take off, and now Sky Road begins. Wait, Sky Road? Wow, they predicted Sonic Lost World, didn't they? Anyway, Sky Road is like a more forgiving Babylon Garden, and it's just as fun to play through. Now, you think that'd be the end of it, but that's where you're wrong! Because now, a magical door opens up with a strange voice.
What? Finally, something interesting.
Wait a minute.
Finally, something interesting.
So this is where that voice clip came from. Nice! Everybody goes in to investigate, and what in the actual am I looking at? This Will Smith ass genie. And can you close that damn mouth, my nigga? I don't know what kind of Diddy sorcery you got, but hey, we get to fight this guy on this cool Halloween-esque track. I find it so cool how the Halloween aesthetics shift to this minimalistic black and white cyberspace track. It's really telling you that the end is so near. Also, the music is so good. In order to kill the genie, you just gotta touch the lamp 3 times and that's pretty much it. So now, with the diddler defeated and... oh my god. Please don't tell me this guy is taking back shots, because that's what it looks and sounds like. Anywho, all that's left is the treasure, but before we get to check it out, Eggman pulls out 2 Balickies. Like, god damn. My man was ready to air this bitch out the whole time. He out here with the 2 hands like Revy. So they give Eggman the treasure, and turns out it's just the magic carpet. But not just any carpet. By harnessing the power of the GameCube, we see that it's the OG Extreme Gear from the Babylonians. Also, take a look at Eggman lying down like he's Humpty Dumpty. The Babylon story ends with an FMV. It's been a while since we last had one. Everyone reflects on what transpired, and I'm just gonna let the scene play out for you guys because it's so sick. And that was Sonic Riders, folks. I think it's time to end the video right here. This game was a lot of fun to play, and the story was also fun to cover as well. Y'all know what to do. Make sure to subscribe, like, and support your boy for more content like this. Now have a great day, and I will see you in 1,000 years.